Hey everyone, it's Shot back at it with an Awaken video, and as per usual, I'm going to be going over the new event, the Gear Enhancement event, and it's pretty exciting. So we're going to be going over what XP you actually need, how much gear charms, how much you can expect to use, how many points you need, is it free-to-play friendly, and of course the value of the event itself, and is it worth going for. So let's head right into the event. Hey everyone, I also just wanted to mention that I am going to be coming out with a gear enhancement calculator to calculate basically how much gear charms and how many gear charms you have and how much XP you actually need left to enhance to certain levels. So be sure to check out that in the next couple of days. It could help you with the event, and let's go ahead and head back into the video. And first off, it's an 8-day event, quite long, about twice as long as the average event time. You need 8K points. How do you get points? Well, you're going to be upgrading gear. So we're going to figure out how much gear we actually need to max out in order to complete this event, and whether or not you can actually accomplish it in 8 days, or you're not even going to have enough gear charms to be able to complete this, because that is a possibility. So now, first thing is, I'm going to be putting a bunch of spreadsheets as usual on the screen. If you're not seeing my other videos, be sure to check those out. I do the exact same thing for every event. So how do we kind of calculate this? Because there's a lot of variety here. So obviously I'm not going to be able to calculate it for every single person, because some people are going to max out 4-star gear, some people have 5-star, 6-star, whatever. I'm going to be doing the average. I'm going to do 4 5-star pieces, 4 6-star pieces. So right in the middle, I'm going to assume that you're upgrading roughly half 5-star, half 6-star pieces, and we're taking those to max. So I'm calculating this for maxing out pieces. It's important to note that 5-star pieces take less XP, but give you less points. 6-star pieces do give you more points, but take more XP. So overall, I think it should average out to a nice number. Obviously, these are rough numbers, but I wanted to give you a general idea. So, if you are a little bit off, that's to be expected, because these aren't exact numbers. These are general ideas. That way you can kind of get an idea how much you're actually going to need to spend to get these rewards. So I went ahead and moved myself off screen here. That way you can fully see these spreadsheets, because I'm put up nice and big here, because I think this is really important to note. Is 5 and 6-star pieces. So we're calculating for 5 and 6-star pieces. The points from maxing out a 5-star piece is about 950. That is going from level 0 to level 15. You also cannot get points from going to +1 to +2. You have to get to those multiples of 3. And then the points for maxing out a gear for a 6-star piece is roughly 1,170. So slightly more. But it is also to note that you get quite a bit, or you have to get quite a bit more XP in order to max out a 6-star piece. As you can see, a couple rows down, 820,000 compared to 574,000. So it's actually more efficient to level up a bunch of 5-star pieces. So I wouldn't be, too stingy on not upgrading 5 pieces, because those pieces are actually going to be good. If they're decent for your account, do not, think that 6-star pieces are going to complete this event faster, because it's actually not the case. So in total, if we were maxing one 5-star piece for every 6-star piece, we're getting about 2,100 XP. So how many do we need to max out the event? About 4 of each, right? Because that puts us about 8,400 points. And that means we're going to need roughly about 1.4 million XP. So that is quite a bit, because if you do not know, the legendary gear charms gives you about 10k XP per gear charm. The advanced gear charms give you about 3k, and the blue gear charms give you about 1k, which means you need roughly about 140 legendary gear charms, or the equivalent of the mix between those along with your items. So is this achievable? I do think so. So I'm going to go ahead and pop myself back up on screen here, and that way I can go ahead and show you my personal collection. So let's just go ahead and head into my gear collection. I already was upgrading gear last night. For those of you that were in my stream, I was enhancing this curse set for Cyrus. So we can see here I have 18 saved up, which isn't a lot, but along with the unique gear charms, like the ring gear charms, that's about 22 right there, and I have about 4 of each piece. So let's just say I have 24 there between all the different pieces, and then another 18. That puts me at 42 gear charms. So that's about about a little less than 1/3 of the event. On top of that, each 3 of these is essentially 1 legendary. So I think this is actually quite achievable, because we have 8 days. So we're going to be able to do endless trials at least 3 more times before this event is over. So I think this is going to be achievable for anyone. Now, the question is, do you actually have the gear that you actually want to max? For example, this piece, this curse set, isn't exactly the best substats. I'm using it because I want a curse set on Santis. Do I actually want to get this to +15? Probably not, but that's the only question, is do you actually have the gear that you want to max out? Not do you have the XP. I think that's an important distinction. So now that we understand how much XP we need, what gear what we can expect to spend, how much are we actually getting out of this event? So let's go ahead and go over the rewards. Again, I'm going to go ahead and put up my spreadsheet on screen here. For those of you that have not seen my previous videos, I highly recommend you do so. In the red number, or in the red color, is the grand total and the total of each event kind of reward, and that is based on the base price that the game suggests. The one in the green is actually based on my XP Jelly calculator, which I went over in a previous video, and it's because it's different, because based on the pumpkins and the meal coupons and the foodies, these are all kind of different value than the game suggests. Why? Because it's easier to get XP for the 5-star pumpkins, for the foodies, etc. Now, how much are we actually getting out of this event? So under the grand total, we're actually getting 4,200 based on the game, and or 3,800 based on our value of the item, or my evaluation of the items. 3,800 diamonds worth in rewards is insane. It's really insane. Honestly, this is one of the best events I've ever seen. Not to mention you're getting 600 event tokens. For those of you that don't know, in this event token shop, you can purchase Orac, you can purchase 5-star pumpkins, you can purchase meal coupons. So 600 event tokens, assuming you finish the previous events, gives you an Orac straight away. So for those of you that are trying to build Tulpa teams, boom, there's your Orac from this event if you complete it. This is an insane event. It is highly recommended that you spend as much as you possibly can to at least get to this 4K points mark, which you need about 650,000 or about 700,000 XP from the gear charms, which isn't too unachievable. I think getting to 8K points is a little more difficult for a lot of you players out there if you have not been doing endless trials every 2 days and you have not been farming your gear. So would I go for this event? Absolutely. I'm going to be using everything I possibly can to make sure to get as much value, because I am trying to upgrade gear. I'm trying to improve my teams. So this is the perfect time to do it. This is one of the more difficult events. Is it free to play friendly? I think so, 100%. If you have not been, spending your gear charms over the period of time, then you should be in a much better position than myself currently. I actually spent about half of my gear charms yesterday because I really wanted to push Void Tower for the stream. So I think you should all be, pretty in a much better situation than I am if you've been saving your resources. And I think this is a valuable event. You should definitely go for it. And I will see you for the next video.